Yeah, about a year ago, it was Rob Jacobson said, you want to do infomercials like Kevin Trudeau? And I said, you know, man, I can barely figure out how to balance my checkbook and move into a bigger office, but we've gotten to the next level. We just need the support to go to the level after that. And Kevin Trudeau is definitely something else. The guy does make millions of dollars a year. And I was talking to him during the breaks. He's probably listening right now. Mr. Trudeau, he really knows the show. He really listens to it routinely. It's incredible when I found out at one of the large parties in Japan has meetings watching my videos, you know, in the parliament offices. And Bilderberg Group members know who I am and track and follow what I do. Estelin told me about a Bilderberg Group person who saw the Obama deception, but he didn't expressly say I could talk about it. He told me not to talk about the people that bought Terminator, putting out Terminator and then his movie, and now they're announcing it. 2 years ago, I didn't talk about it. I mean, who can make this stuff up? It's just too weird. My wife thinks we live in the Matrix or something. I mean, a literal Matrix. She's starting to think that, not just a phony left-right Matrix. You know, I mean, you know, this is all a delusion. I'm not a syndicated radio talk show host. I'm already in Hollywood films. I haven't made some of the most viral internet videos. I don't know all these people. Because the stuff I can't talk about on air is 10 times wilder than what you were just hearing on air. And then meanwhile, at night last night, I was just all sitting there for hours. I couldn't sleep, writing notes and thinking about the New World Order and all these things I wanted to impart to humanity about the nature of the human spirit and our future and all this news I wanted to cover, and literally 50 articles I printed off and was going to cover each one on air today, and the whole show just blew past us. And we covered a lot, but it's just crazy. Meanwhile, for all my petty power, I can't get rid of the fruit flies here in the office. The stuff Trudeau was telling me off air. Oh, my God. And you know, I believe all of that because I know he jet sets around with those people. But to have Trudeau on here talking about Bilderberg Group meeting, and that's exactly who they'd want there, is people that have this influence outside their control. They usually have about 7 to 15 members of the press or alternative media they try to get there. And of course, they would have Kevin Trudeau there. But he was basically saying he was at the German meeting 4 years ago. So, in Rotterdam. Okay, you know what? I said I'd take calls. By the way, John, I was busy. Did you ever check what gold is today? Well, here, I'm just going to do that right now myself. I'm just going to check this because I want to know what it is. I mean, it exploded last week, and I didn't even cover it. I mean, it's up like 80-something, 90-something dollars. Yeah, click on that for me. Just absolutely incredible. Oh, it's down $3 at $9.52, which is up 52 and 20, $72 from 2 weeks ago. So just amazing that that is going on. You know, I said I would do justice to this. Hey, will you call Rob Doing here? Because I want to take calls here at the end of the show. But I want to plan tomorrow's show and make some promises. Because I filled up like 2 notebooks of points I wanted to make the last few months. And then last night, I didn't have a notebook in bed. I was turning the light on and writing in the back of a Pitcairn's Island. We bring the blue notepad, my Pitcairn's Island. I finished that book last night at about 2 a.m. and I was scribbling with the light on. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm, my book, Pitcairn's Island, and my folder are sitting out there on the table. And there's all these important brainstorming points I've had. The biggest issue I've got to figure out is whenever I scribble this stuff so fast, it's hard to read later when I look at it. I've got all these notebooks, and then I filled up the back of this book with notes last night, and then I ran out of time, so I used a card by the bed to write notes. And Rob, dude, come on in here. I want to know what the schedule is tomorrow so I can come in, because these are important points. Or I may just start a thing like where I have a live video feed by my bed, because it's always when I'm trying to go to sleep that all this stuff's racing through my head and it all makes sense and I know how to explain it. Is it the same way for you guys? When you're going to bed at night, it's when your brain really works the best?
Definitely.
And I need to have a video cam there. And my wife's snoring. She doesn't snore too loud. It's kind of a cute little snore, like a little piglet or something. I'm like, She says, I snore like a rhinoceros. I'll be like, stop it. I'm doing the video pod. In fact, I may rig my bedroom up with a camera. I'll be like in the pillow, my hair sticking up. I'll turn to the side and make points. What's the schedule tomorrow so that I know when I can mark off to come in here and cover this stuff?
You're going to be happy because it's wide open right now.
Good. I said keep some days open.
So I can keep tomorrow wide open, and we'll just book for Thursday and Friday.
Then I have a tendency just to run on at the mouth. Yeah, that's fine. We'll keep tomorrow wide open. And then I'm going to come on and take calls, say, for the first hour. Then I'm going to do an hour-long rant on the nature of the universe from my perspective and what our true goals ought to be. Hey, that was a wild interview with Trudeau, huh?
Great. That was great. I've seen that guy on TV for years, and, he's just, you see him there, and that's it. But so tomorrow, Alex.
And I was talking to him. He knows, he listens to the show, must be all the time.
Yeah, he was talking about the John Perkins interview. So he listened to that.
No, he was saying he listens a lot when he's on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you could, when you got that much money, you can afford to get your information at any time.
Yeah, but I'm really flattered that how many people, it's kind of spooky though.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even really covered this. We're attacked by the LA Times, which is the Ferris piece.
The Bloomberg,
New York Times, Variety, Washington Post, and literally probably 10 other things I didn't even print. I mean, and it's all BS.
It's all no fact.
It says I imagined that they pulled a fire drill on me, that I imagined men following me. It's all on record they did it.
Right.
I mean, they walk up to me and say, you better not pull fire alarms. We've had people pulling them and trying to steal vases in here. You're not. And then they walk off and I go to my room and they pull the fire alarm on me. And then I'm weird for freaking out. And then we have them following us off the grounds.
Yeah.
And Secret Service with earpieces on video. And they're saying it doesn't exist. Rob, I mean, they're so, or maybe they're not discredited. Maybe the public's so dumb and wants to feel like they're elitists making fun of me. Right. See how that mindset, oh, look at this poor schizophrenic. He believes in an elite.
Just go with the system. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah, but I mean, these are really pathetic.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean,
I feel sad for Danny. I think he was a little upset that he got cut out of the New World Order film. But I agree with him. It is somewhat of a distortion and kind of a hit piece. So he ought to be happy. He says he is happy he's not in it.
And I think he could have lended more credibility to it. I thought.
Well, he is a gentle fellow, but I do think it got it. That's what people were asking why his feathers got out of ruffle there. I don't control what some film crew does.
Right.
I didn't even really remember that they'd mentioned they'd interviewed Estlin years ago. Film crews come, they go.
We've had a lot of them in here.
They're always hit pieces.
Yeah.
This one was one of the lesser hit pieces.
Well, we haven't seen the conspiracy hunters from Australia. We haven't seen their piece yet.
I don't think that's a hit piece.
Yeah.
They sent me books their family had written. It's all anti-New World Order.
Right.
Those guys were for real.
No, I think that's going to be a good one when it comes out. So, Alex Jones Hump Day special tomorrow.
But the same thing is they may not even let it come out. I mean, it's like the maker of Paradise Lost and Some Kind of Monster and Brothers Keeper. That guy's won Oscars and stuff. And you notice that $3 million plus to make a film with yours truly as the main guy gone, not going to be aired.
Oh, I bet we could find it. I bet we could find it somehow.
Oh no, that was shelved.
Yeah,
that was shelved at Discovery. And he told me not to talk about it like a year and a half ago. He said, just wait and see if it later you can talk about it. So now I talk about it. I ought to get him back on the show.
Who's that? What's his name?
Joe Belger. I always mispronounce it. Just he's the co-director on all those films I mentioned. Let's call him up and get him back on the show. Don't tell him it's about that. If he wants to bring that up on air, we'll just have him bring that up.
Right.
That's how I'm also able to get all these guests. As people know, I'm not usually mean to people. Unless they come on and say we need to exterminate everybody, and then I tend to start arguing with them. I'm like, oh, so Prince Philip's part of your Royal Eugenics Society. That's it. This interview is over. Like I didn't know that information. Listen, this is the biggest story ever. I want you to try to get the Times of London author on, whatever you got to do. Try to get Russell Goldman and Eileen Murphy on from ABC News about the group that David Rockefeller calls the good group. With Oprah Winfrey and Ted Turner and Bill and Melinda Gates and Warren Buffett, all for eugenics. And Watson, when he saw the ABC News thing last week, said, oh, it was a eugenics meeting. Because we've seen these same people. And then it came out, it was a eugenics meeting. Here, I mean, we're right about everything here. Yeah. This is all these people talk about is how they're going to kill us. Billionaire club in bid to curb overpopulation. And see, I got news for you. All you good old boys and stuff go, yeah, there are too many